Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are having a fantastic start to the work week. It is Monday. We made it through the day. It's the end of the day. Mother Nature has, oh, excuse me. Mother Nature has blessed us with some very beautiful weather across the region. The numbers are still very nice and comfortable out there. Low 70s here in Atlanta, upper 60s from Canton. But once you leave those locations, it's cooler, like barely holding on to 60 degrees. Oh, let me get you guys over to the maps. Yeah. So we're going to make this a quick stream tonight because, I always say I'm going to keep you just only as long as I need to. And the weather is really going to continue to stay pleasant through the evening. And the bulk of our forecast is going to be quite nice. Limited rain opportunities. Good evening, Kathleen. It is a beautiful evening out there. Y'all get outside, even if it's just for a couple of minutes to go out on the back porch, on the balcony, on the patio. Enjoy it. Temperatures trend cooler through the overnight. I still think folks are going to need that light jacket tomorrow morning as you start off the day. But a nice dry stretch of weather just really dominates the rest of the work week. We're talking about rain chances near zero, crystal blue skies the next couple of days. It's just a nice time to be out and about. So if you have maybe a little bit of work to do around the yard, maybe you're trying to set up, you haven't put up all those Halloween decorations quite yet, I think this is a good opportunity to do it. Good stretch of weather. This is also for all of my fellow Jeepers out there, the perfect time to be riding around with that top completely off because you don't have to worry about putting it back on for rain chances. Just gorgeous throughout the day tomorrow. 57 degrees by the time you've punched the clock and got about an hour's worth of work done. Getting into the 70s just in time for the lunch break, and as the kids are getting out of school, we're just shy of 80 degrees, so just pretty unseasonably warm. We should be at about 73 degrees. We'll be about 5, 6, 7 degrees warmer than average across most of North Georgia as we head through your Tuesday, and we'll add a degree or two by Wednesday. Low 80s across the region, 81 degrees here in Atlanta, 82 Athens, 83 in Rome, continuing that warming trend as we head through Thursday. Temperatures are going to be nearly 10 degrees warmer than average. And the forecast high for Friday is actually 83 as well. And the record high for Friday is 82. So we're forecasting to potentially break that record on Friday, but it's 83 degrees. It's not a first alert. 83 feels amazing, right? So just some very, very warm numbers heading into the end of the weekend. A nice dry stretch of weather, sunny skies dominating through Friday. By Saturday, things start to get a little bit more interesting. We're going to be watching this cold front that's going to be moving in from the northwest. You can see that scattering of showers moving through portions of Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, and to Kentucky. That's going to be the showers out ahead of that cold front. Let's watch what happens as that front pushes through our area. Yeah, it kind of breaks apart. We're still expecting the front to move through, but as far as the moisture out ahead of it, yeah, it's going to be real spotty. I do think that we could see a couple of locations pick up on some rain, but right now the guidance is just, it's real hit or miss. And I think that that means that most of us will probably trend on the drier side on Sunday. But we want to give you that heads up. Our best chance of getting some rain in the forecast will be Sunday as this front pushes through. You may have seen this in our newscast or maybe just seen it going around online. We've had no rain for the entire month of October, and that's never happened in any month for us to be completely dry. Now, I'll be quite frank, out of all of the 12 months of the year, typically our monthly rainfall totals on average are always lower in October than any other month. So we're supposed to be drier. I think that we're supposed to get about 3¼ inches of rain for the whole month, but we're not supposed to get zero. So it's a biggie. I did take a look at some of the record dry months, and the closest we've come to getting a completely dry month was October 1963, if my mind is remembering this correctly. We picked up a trace of rain. And then I believe it was August 1925, we picked up 2/100 of an inch of rain. And then I think that it was 1891 in October that we picked up that same amount. And then 1896, we picked up 3/100 of an inch. So yeah, we're never this dry. It's not a real thing. So it's dry. We could use a little bit of rain. We don't need 10 inches. We just need, ½ an inch here, ¼ inch there, just to keep our grounds nice and saturated. But this is just not looking like a big production on Sunday, but we'll keep an eye on it. As far as the mornings are concerned, it's going to be fairly comfortable. I think that this time of year, if you have to walk outside with a light jacket on, that's to be expected. This is the time of year that you dress in layers. You have that short sleeve shirt underneath, a nice little jacket, And then once you get into the afternoon, shed the jacket and you're just good and comfy. Morning numbers in the mid to upper 50s beyond tomorrow morning. And then the afternoon numbers will climb into the 80s. And we're going to hang out there through Saturday. I mentioned the cold front bringing rain chance on Sunday, but it's also going to bring some cooler temperatures. We're only going to top out in the mid 70s, and then those numbers will even trend cooler by Monday, topping out in the upper 60s. I want to also take a look at the tropics. We're keeping an eye on Tropical Storm Oscar. It impacted Cuba today. I don't know if you guys have been keeping an eye on. I'm a nerd, so in another life, I would have probably been more than a meteorologist. But I like global news, right? And if you've been keeping up with news in Cuba, I think it was Friday, their grid went down, and most of the country have been in the black essentially since Friday. Very few communities actually had power, and then they started getting impacted by Tropical Storm Oscar, and that no doubt is just complicating the whole recovery of their grid. So thoughts and prayers for sure with the folks down there. I know that, communist country, all that mess, but people are people, and everybody deserves to at least have access to the basic necessities. We're not going to get into a political conversation here, but we're keeping an eye on Tropical Storm Oscar. It has winds sustained at 40 miles per hour. It is forecast to move through and impact the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and then eventually start to make a beeline towards Bermuda as a tropical storm. So something we'll watch, of course, but all these Caribbean nations and all these island countries, tropical storm, it's something that they can handle. It's something that they're actually used to. So we'll keep our thoughts for sure with them. Otherwise, it's a pretty dry stretch of weather. The biggest challenge this week is going to be forecasting when there are clouds. It's a nice week. Temperatures are going to be flirting with record highs on Friday, so that's something you'll be able to stick with us as we dive into. And then beyond that, we're watching that Sunday rain chance, which could go either way. Right now, we're going with the drier resolution, but that's something we'll continue to dive into. Once we get more data, we'll be able to nail that down. For now, it doesn't look like it's going to be massively impactful. Good evening, Vanessa. Thank you for joining us from Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee's in the house. So I always tell you that I'm going to... It's been a while since I've done this. Sean Gables, what's my tagline? I forgot. Yeah, there we go. I promise you I'm going to keep you for a good time, not a long time. And now that we have had that good time, I am going to let you all back to the regularly scheduled program. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your Monday.